Hello, good afternoon / good morning, everybody, depending on where you are located. I'm so glad you're joining me here. We are going to talk today about the secret to going from willy-nilly to strategic with your marketing. So when you jump on, do say hello. I want to hear from you. In case we have not yet met, my name is Denise Alvarez, and I get to help equestrian entrepreneurs to connect with and book new clients and customers online through a cohesive social media, website, and email marketing strategy. We may have met through my podcast, so if you have not jumped over there yet, you can find me at How to Market Your Horse Business. And today, that's what we're talking about, more marketing for your horse business. Now, I want to share with you how you can truly go from disorganized and spur of the moment when it comes to your social media to having a plan and feeling confident in that plan, what numbers you should be paying attention to, and what numbers and stats you can ignore, and the surprising marketing tool that most equestrian entrepreneurs are not using. So let's dive in. Of course, if you have questions along the way, leave them in the comments or send me a message. I'm always here for that. But let's talk first about where you are in your marketing right now with your horse business. All right, so I want to tell you some of the things that I'm hearing through my one-on-one coaching and with the website clients that I work with, and just in conversations that I'm having with many of you online. And that is willy-nilly, honestly, is what somebody used to describe it. And I thought it was perfect. Honestly, the definition of willy-nilly is disorganized or unplanned or haphazard. And I have a feeling that many of you would say that is where you are right now with your marketing. You feel like you're a little bit of here, a little bit there, but you don't really have a strategy behind it. And therefore, you would say it's not working, right? Now, let's talk about 3 specific areas specifically that I work with equestrian entrepreneurs, and that is social media. When it comes to your social media, willy-nilly looks like you're actually not marketing. I have had some of you tell me, Denise, it's not that I'm stuck in my marketing. It's that I feel like I'm actually not. I'm sharing a lot of behind the scenes. I'm sharing what's going on here, but I'm not really marketing my services, is what many of you are feeling like, right? You're not sharing about how they can hire you, how they can bring their horses in for training. You're just sharing what's going on, right? There's no sales, there's no call to action. It's not strategic. For some of you, social media and being haphazard looks like you are inconsistent with your social media. So maybe if I went to your feed, how many posts would I see from the past month, right? Would I see you regularly showing up on social media and being consistent? Or is your approach more of that lack of, right? No consistency, showing up when you think of it or when you can or every few months. Now, the other interesting thing is that some of you actually are getting traction with your social media. You're telling me, Denise, I'm getting followers. I'm being consistent and showing up. I don't really know what to post, so I'm just posting whatever I think of in the moment. I'm getting some followers, but I still am not getting it to feed my business, right? I'm not actually getting leads. So again, you're missing that strategy piece. Now let's talk about your website. What about your website is feeling a haphazard or willy-nilly, so to speak, right? For some of you, your website, it exists, but it hasn't been touched in years. It hasn't been updated in months, and you don't even visit it, right? For many of you, you have a website, but you don't even go there every now and then to make sure it's working. You don't know what your people are experiencing. Or maybe you don't have one, and that's your lack of strategy, which is a whole other topic that I have shared about before. Again, you can go listen to some of those conversations on my podcast. Now, for some of you, your website is out of date and you realize that it's an investment to get it looking like it should, right? I mean, mobile, right? Mobile should be a given, but I was honestly on a website just this week and the mobile experience was awful. I couldn't even read it. I just do this, pinch in to go try to even read it. But they haven't invested in their website and haven't put a strategy behind it to build their business. Now, for some of you, you're saying, Denise, my website works, right? But it's not working. Okay, so what that means is you're saying it's functional, it looks okay, but I know I don't have a strategy behind it to bring in new leads for my business. I know I'm not using it to take advantage of the eyes that are showing up there to get on my email list. I know I'm not using it to actually build the business. It's just there, right? It's just there. There's no strategy behind it. Now, lastly, what does it look like? What do many of you feel like right now when you tell me, Denise, my marketing is feeling very willy nilly and not strategic? And that is when it comes to email marketing. Now, I will tell you, this is the tool. I said I'm going to share with you a surprising tool, and this is the one that most, I should say, I look at a lot of horse businesses online, and most of them are not using email marketing or they are underestimating its value. So maybe you're saying, Denise, this is not even a part. Like when I think strategy, I'm not there yet because I'm a little overwhelmed. Well, I'll get you past that in a future training, okay? But perhaps some of you are saying, I have it. Like I have that form, the person that did my website, they put it on there, but I don't even know where the emails are going. I hear that all the time. Yeah, the form's there, but I don't even know how to access those emails. Therefore, I definitely don't know how to send them an email to tell them I have an opening in my program, or I'm hosting a clinic, or have an open house coming up. All of those things that you can do through your email marketing, you don't even know. You have a very haphazard approach because you don't even know where they're going. Or for some of you, you're saying, I get them, I know where they are, but I have no idea what to put in there, right? I'm very disorganized. Every now and then I might send an email and say that I've got something going on, but I don't really know what to put in there, so I'm just not doing it. Or maybe you feel like you're being spammy and you're saying, Denise, I know you're saying email marketing works, but I still feel like a spammer. I'll get you past that too in a future training, okay? But that's what I mean when I say we're going to go from willy-nilly to strategic. First, let's define. That's what willy-nilly looks and feels like. And many of you are saying, yep, that's me. I've been there, or I am there, right? And that's why you're here. So let's talk about what's on the other side. What do you want to be experiencing when you're able to say, Denise, I'm feeling really good about my marketing. I'm feeling strategic about it. What does that actually look like? It means that you're confident that what you are doing to market your business is actually helping you to meet the goals that you have set for your equine business, right? So perhaps that means you know that the work you're doing on social media, the time you spend on social media, actually has a return on that investment of time. You are getting new inquiries, you're booking new customers. Your website is getting leads coming in of people inquiring about working with you. It is building your email list of the right people that are going to open your emails, click on your emails, and make purchases based on the relationship you have with them through your email marketing plan, right? You're connecting with people online that you know are a right fit for you. You know that you guys align in how you value horses, in your approach to horsemanship, in your approach to nutrition, right? Or photography, your style. And the people you're connecting with are willing to pay your prices, right? For many of you, that's what you feel like a marketing success story would be. I have people online that are following me that actually do want to hire me, and I'm not having to compromise my pricing. I'm not having to compromise who I want to work with because I'm getting to work with the right people. You want the right people on your website. Yes, you want your website to be beautiful, and I want that for you. But in addition to that, and mobile functioning, right? But in addition to that, you want the right people there who are going to not just click around, but are going to click around and then become your email friend. And then they're going to get your emails, and then they're going to become your customers. And then they're going to become lifelong customers and be a part of your community. And it goes on, right? That's where a marketing strategy comes into play. And where when you feel like you're strategic with your marketing, that's what it looks like, right? Your emails are getting opened and you feel good about your email marketing strategy because you can see how it is actually helping you to meet the goals that you have for your equestrian business. That's what it looks like. But we have this gap, right? We have on one side this very haphazard, unsure, insecure approach to marketing because you're not confident in what you're doing and how it's really helping you in your business and how to approach it. And then we have this side over here where you're confident and you can see the results. So what's missing, right? Where's the disconnect? I have some ideas for you, and it's truly based on the experiences that I have had with equestrian entrepreneurs over my years of working with you all through your website, through email marketing, through social media training. I'm hearing and seeing a lot of things. And so let's identify what is this disconnect. And then I want to share with you how we fill in the gap, okay? So first, here's what I'm seeing. You are learning, or your approach to learning is what's keeping you in that willy-nilly, haphazard feeling of your marketing. Now, what do I mean by that? There are two of you that I'm talking to right now, okay? And I know that many of you fall in the middle or are all the way A or B. All right, A, you are the person that is buying the online courses, buying the books, downloading all the podcasts, all the things that you can get, right? But you don't have time to actually implement what you're doing. So you are purchasing all this education, perhaps even consuming all of this education, but you're not taking the time or making the time, or you just flat out are choosing not to do it in terms of implementing what you're learning. Now, for one, you're getting lots of different approaches, and so it's very hard to implement when you have 5 different ways, 5 different strategies, 5 different approaches, 5 different personalities telling you this is the way to go, right? So applying that is difficult. But on top of that, so that's group A, right? And then on top of that, we've got some of you who are saying, Denise, I don't even buy the course. I don't even buy the book. I do not have time to figure it out. Like, I know I'm doing what I want to be doing, and marketing is not that. Right? And so for you, you're sitting in this place of, I'm not to the place where I'm ready to invest $500 to $700 a month or someone to manage my social media for me. But I also know that I don't want to spend all my time trying to figure out, right? Give me a plan, give me a step-by-step process to implement, and I'm in, but figuring it out is not for me. Okay? So sitting in either of those places, but without taking action, is what is keeping you in that willy-nilly, haphazard, disorganized approach to your marketing. Now, the second thing that is keeping you there is a lack of consistency. Okay, so some of you have social media accounts that you have hardly ever even posted in, right? You're a consumer. Maybe you do actually get on and consume content, but if I were to visit your page or your profile, then I would see almost nothing. Or what I would see is months of separation between your posts, right? Maybe for a week, you're like, I'm on it, I'm showing up, I'm posting 4 times this week. And then after that, we don't see or hear from you again for 4 weeks, right? And here's the reality with that, okay? We've talked about this, that disorganized approach that doesn't have a plan, right? You don't know what to say or how to say it or how it is going to help you with your business. You don't see that connection, so you don't have the motivation. Then you just sit back and you don't take that action consistently. And here's what we know, and I know that you know this because you're a horse person, it's the consistency that is going to get you the results that you want. So that means you need to consistently show up online in a way that connects you with the right people and provide content that, yes, provides value, but also takes them on a journey to becoming your customer. And that lack of consistency is what is keeping you feeling like you do not have a strategy behind your marketing. Okay, the other area that I am hearing and seeing with my clients that I am working with and just from connecting with you online is your approach to people. This is what is creating this gap between I want to be here, I want to be strategic, but where I'm at is completely disorganized. And it's your approach, it's your mindset around people. And here's what I mean by that, especially in the world now of social media and online. We have access to so many people. So look at your follower account and tell me what you think. Your initial thought is the number, right? you forget that that is actually a person attached to that. Now, if you were to host an event at your facility, right? Or if you're a photographer and you looked at how many shoots that you could do in a weekend and you tried to cap that out and tried to get the right people in the door, just imagine. And a photographer, you're going to say 100 is too big. So maybe this example doesn't quite touch with that, okay? But for those of you who are doing lessons or hosting clinics or having online trainings, just imagine if you had 100 of those people in the room with you. That's a huge difference, right? If you look at it that way, if you look at the number of people that could actually be in the room with you that are hearing what you have to say, then 100 feels like that's a pretty solid number. But when you look at your follower count and you see 500 people, you see 700 people, if you're only looking at that as a number and not people, then it's not motivating you to be strategic with your marketing, because what you're really doing is just focusing on what a lot of people call the vanity number, right? You're just focusing on that instead of focusing on that person. And especially, I know that many horse businesses are moving to an avenue of online memberships and digital products, right? And I'm a big fan of that. But before you get to that, many of you need to remember to focus on those one-to-one relationships that you have right now. Those horse owners that you are training their horses and they are willing and ready to invest in you. Get more of those people, those right people in the door. Those parents that have the kids that they are bringing into your lesson program you want to duplicate those, focus on those. Focus on those conversations, right? Because that's how you're going to continue to build your business, including with your marketing. So when you look at your social media, for example, I want you to look at those comments, look at those direct messages, and remember that that's an individual person, not just a potential customer, but a relationship that you can build that you never know what can come from it. But if your approach to looking at people, which are your numbers, right, is really just seeing it as numbers, then it's stalling you from being strategic with your marketing. So I want you to consider your approach to people as you're looking at your marketing and how you can be strategic with that. Okay, the last thing is plan. Now, I'm sure that does not surprise you, right? What is keeping you from being strategic when you're feeling completely haphazard and disorganized? Of course, I would say it's a plan, but here's the reality, and here's why that's the case. Now, if you look for people that are learning how to train their own horse, right? There are so many programs online. I know there are many horse trainers that are teaching people, this is what you do at home with your horse. The people that are the best communicators, and I've watched a ton, regardless of approach, like I'm not even talking about the approach and how people train their horses. I'm just talking about how they teach. I'm not talking about the method, just their communication. Those who are most successful have learned how to create a plan for people to follow. Because even if you have to deviate within that plan, right? If you're saying, Denise, give me a break, no horse is the same, you can't just follow a plan. Well, you can give them a starting point and steps to follow. And when you do, then you're helping that person who feels completely insecure build their confidence, right? And then as they do that, they can they can customize their plan and make it fit them and their horse, but they need that starting point. They need a plan. And the same is true for equestrian entrepreneurs. I have seen that, right? Now, I have seen clients who have posted and had a commitment to post every single day or to post every other day. And they came into their coaching and they already had that plan in place. So then what happens is they have a plan for when they're posting, but they don't have a plan or a strategy for the content, right? The actual information they're posting, how they're doing it, what they're communicating, who they're talking to, how they're selling their programs and services, right? They don't have a plan for that. So you need both, right? You need a plan for the journey that your customer is going to have on your website. If you don't have that, that's where the haphazard approach comes into play, okay? So you need that plan, and that's what's keeping you in that gap. That's what's keeping you from being to the side where you're like, Denise, my marketing is spot on. I know it's helping me to build my business. This is what I can tell you. I've had this many inquiries, right? I've had this many comments of people saying, I sent you a message because they saw my post. They saw the testimonial that I shared and they want to bring their horse in for training. Okay. So the reason that this haphazard approach has not worked for you is because you did not have a clear path that is centered around the goals that you have for your business and a strategy for building connections with the right people online and turning them into your customers. So how do we fix that? Now, believe it or not, I'm not going to tell you a plan is how you fix that. There's something that comes before that. And this is what I talk about in my Take the Reins coaching program with each of my clients. We start our conversation defining success for you because it's so personal. It is so personal even within the discipline that you are in, even within the region or area that you live in, right? The goals and what success looks like for you and your business is going to be unique for you. And when we can define that, and then we know what does marketing success look like because we have a measure. We know what we're working towards, right? And so now we know how to measure success because marketing success for Jane may look very different than marketing success for Joe, right? Because we want to have your goals in line with that. And that's what's going to help us to create that plan and that strategy so that the approach that you have for your marketing aligns with what success looks like for your business. So let's go back and look at the areas we just discussed. And I want to show you how it looks different when you have a filter for what success looks like for you. So let's go back and look at learning, right? Okay, so if you're that person who's saying, I'm learning all the time, I'm trying to apply what I'm learning, if you don't know what you're working towards, then you don't know what to apply, right? From all this information that you are gathering. So for example, I have a client in the Northeast in the United States, and right now she eventually does want to do digital products. And so she definitely has email marketing as a part of her strategy to build up her audience for when she's ready for that. But right now she is focused on her in-person services, right? So her content that she's posting on social media and that she is creating, it's focused on getting the right people in the door that are a fit for how she trains horses, how she teaches, what she believes are the foundations. And so therefore, she's not out gathering information and spending all of her time consuming content that's just about how to create your digital course, because that's not where she's at right now. So her success marker right now is, how many horses do I need to have in training 3 months at a time? How many lessons do I want to have? How many Hollands do I want to have? Am I willing to travel? Do I want to host clinics? How many people do I want at each clinic? And what's the topic going to be? Those are success markers for her. When she gets at the end of the year, she can look back and specifically see if she's meeting those goals. And therefore, her learning on marketing is focused on that. And I'm going to use her actually as our example to go through. And that's going to help you actually see how this plays out, okay? So secondly, we talked about consistency. And we talked about how you're not being consistent is actually keeping you in that gap between Willy Nilly and strategic. Now, here's the deal. For her, okay, for that example I just gave you, she is being so consistent right now on social media. And one of the drivers behind that is because she's done the hard work to ask the questions about who she's best for, right? What are her goals? And so now her social media content is very much in line with that. And so she is experiencing success and she knows what that looks like, right? So she knows she wants inquiries. She wants people to leave comments. She wants people to send her a direct message or go to her contact form. And because she's showing up consistently, because she's selling consistently and serving consistently, that is happening for her. But if she was not, if she was just very haphazard in her approach and showing up once a month or once every few weeks, then aside from just the algorithm that we all love to hate sometimes and the consistency helping you to show up in front of more people, she's also trained herself and trained her people that she's going to be there, that she's serving and she's selling along the way. And that is helping her to be strategic and successful with her marketing. All right, let's move on to people. Your approach to people, okay? So rather than focusing on the number of followers, she is focusing on, am I getting comments? Am I getting shares from the right people because she can see a lot of people that are sharing her content? Am I getting shares from the right people? Am I getting the engagement that is actually going to convert people to become customers? Now, certainly we have talked about how your number of followers, it does impact your reach. So I am not suggesting that that is a number that doesn't matter, because it does. The more followers that you have that are the right people, the more your content will get in front of the right people, right? We've talked about 3 to 5% right now is organically what you're going to get in front of. So yes, follower account matters, but here's the deal. If you have 10,000 followers, but you are making a post and you are not getting engagement, then does it really matter if you have 10,000 followers? If they're not buying what you're selling, if they're not inquiring about your services, does that number really matter as much? Now, sure, when it comes to ads on a deeper level of your marketing, then that can help you. Absolutely. But when it comes to organic marketing and not paying for ads, I want you to pay attention to the individual person. So what does that mean? When someone leaves a comment on your post, you better be in there commenting back. You like it and you comment back every single time. If someone sends you a direct message, you reply in a timely fashion. I have seen so many horse businesses that have pages that are not huge. They're not hard to manage, right? They're getting maybe 5 comments and they've never even liked or replied to those comments. Well, you're not investing in those relationships that can be your customers. You're not seeing those people as people, all right? So again, when you have that success filter, it's going to help you to view those people as people that can help you in your business and that you can serve well. And then, of course, it's going to help you with your plan, right? When you know what success is for you and your business and what you are working towards, then you are willing to invest the time and the money into marketing your horse business because you know how to measure your ROI, right? You know how to measure that return on investment of time and money because you know what success is and you know if it's moving you closer to that success and what that looks like in your business. So do you have a number for how many horses you want to work with? Do you have a number for how many digital products you want to sell? Do you have a number for how many people you want to download your app or how many trials you want every month, right? Do you have numbers? And then your plan is going to help you to meet those because then you're going to have a strategy around selling. You're going to have a strategy and a calendar around promotions and not just sharing about you or your horses. You're actually going to approach it strategically as a business. All right. So that's how you go from willy-nilly and haphazard and disorganized to being strategic with your marketing. You start with defining success for you and your business. And then from there, you can move out towards defining your audience like we have talked about before, right? And making a plan around your social and your content and your website and your email marketing. But if you don't know what you're working towards, then you're just going to be doing busy work. And that is not going to serve you in the long run. And that's exactly why I love doing the one-on-one coaching through Take the Reins, because we talk at length and we use as a filter, what does success look like for you in your business, right? We spend that first session focusing on that and focusing on who you are going to serve, because that's a large part of your success, right? Knowing the audience and the customers that are right for you and that you can help, getting to know them well and creating messaging that speaks to them is what's going to help you to build a successful marketing strategy. So if that interests you, if that is something you would like some one-on-one coaching on so that we can create a cohesive marketing plan for your social media and your website and your email marketing, then I would love to visit with you about Take the Reins. Applications are currently open this fall. And what does that mean? What does Take the Reins actually mean? Over 3 months' time, I'm going to take you through the framework I have created that will help you to have a strategic marketing plan at the end of our time together. You'll have a detailed social media plan. You'll know when to post and what to post. You'll have a lead magnet that is working for you to build your email list of people that are your best fit audience. You'll also have a strategy and a plan for your email newsletter so that you can serve and sell well using email marketing, that wonderful tool that so many people are underestimating. And then you'll also have a website that turns your visitors into your customers. All of that is included in Take the Reins. I work with you one-on-one. It's a very customized approach, and it's not just handing you homework and saying, see you later. I give you the tools and resources you need to be able to apply what you are learning, all right? So if you're an equestrian entrepreneur who has a vision for your business, you know where you're headed, you need a leg up with your marketing to get there, then Take the Reins was designed for you, and I would love to invite you to learn more and apply. You can head over to stormlily.com/reins. Of course, I have that in the comments of this video as well. And of course, if you have questions, then just let me know. Send a message, leave a comment. I am absolutely here for that. And that goes to say, of course, if you have questions about Take the Reins, or if you have questions about how you can fill in that gap and go from willy-nilly to strategic with your marketing. All right, friends, thanks for joining me here. Stay tuned throughout the month of August. We are in 2023 right now. Throughout this month, I will be showing up live, giving you additional insight and training so that you can be equipped and prepared to market your horse business well. Have an amazing day, friends.